Christchurch mosque shootings. Survivor Abdul Rahiman urged others to stay down and hide. Abdul Rahiman has not slept for 36 hours and can still hear gunshots ringing his ears. But he's alive and still able to hug his wife Nisha. Many of his friends are dead. The regular worshipper at Friday prayers turned up at Noor Mosque as always. I arrived at the mosque at 1 p.m. and the call for prayer was 1:20 p.m., he told the Sunday Times. The head imam started his service at 1:30 p.m. We were about 3 or 4 minutes into the sermon when we heard these noises, and I thought it was something shorting in the electrical system. The noises grew louder and closer. Then we realized it was gunshots, he continued. I was sitting at the back section of the mosque on the right-hand side, and there was a side door there. I stood up, opened the door and ran outside with a lot of people following me. As the alleged gunman, Brenton Tarrant, entered the mosque, Mr. Rahiman and dozens of others took shelter behind cars out in the car park. Many people managed to jump over a wall from the car park into private properties, but I couldn't jump over, he said. I sat down behind a car, and there were other people who couldn't jump the wall, and I encouraged them to stay down and hide. As he recalls the fear, Mr. Rahiman is walking to a police cordon to ask if he can obtain his mobile phone from the car he had to abandon on Friday. We were sitting there for what felt like 1 hour, and we heard the noise coming, he said. We could hear the repeated shots and screams. The police arrived at some point with guns and asked us to come out. I cannot describe this. I can still see the bodies lying there with blood coming out. The gunshots are still ringing in my ears. This is the story of one of the lucky ones. If that side door had been locked, the gunman would have had more victims that day. I don't know what I feel towards the man who has done this hatred. I don't know, Mr. Rahiman said. As more details emerge of the horror metered out inside the walls of the two mosques, witnesses have described the moment an unidentified mosque worker tackled the gunman, forcing the shooter to flee, in a brave bid to save his friends. The man, who was one of the 49 victims killed in the terror attack on Friday, reportedly wrestled the shooter and attempted to grab the gun from his hands to save others. The young man is being praised for his heroic actions inside the Linwood Mosque. Survivor Syed Mazharuddin described to the New Zealand Herald the moment the worker heroically pounced on the gunman. People got feared and there was screaming around, and I tried to take cover, he said. This guy came through the main entrance door, and it's a small mosque, there were about 60 to 70 people there. The young guy who usually takes care of the mosque